Hello everyone and welcome to the TSR track guide here from Australia. We are in Melbourne at the lovely Albert Park circuit. 16 turns that will decide who will be the winner on the Sunday, but for this hot lap we don't have to focus on who will be the winner, but we have to focus on braking points and acceleration points, etc. So without further ado, I would say we jump straight on board with Marvin, who provided this lap around this Albert Park street circuit, and let's continue with the lap. So coming around the final corner, taking a lot of exit curb there, opening up his DRS, coming up to the line. 8th gear is your choice here, and now coming up to the first braking point of the season, which is around 60 to 65 meters for this first right-hander of the season. So it's a very interesting corner. It's a very fast right-left chicane, you could call it, which is very characteristic for this track. So you want to take a lot of entry curb, a lot of exit curb. Marvin does the latter a bit too less, I would say, for my liking. He could have taken a lot of more exit curb on the left-hand side there to improve his lap time, but nonetheless, a very solid effort from Marvin here, which we will see. So taking a bit too much on the apex on the right-hand side. Now opening up the DRS and coming up to the probably best overtaking opportunity on a Sunday, which is turn 3. So 75 to 80 meters is your braking point for basically every single corner apart from turn 1 and the penultimate corner. If you get close and can get into the slipstream of your opponent in turn 1 and set yourself up, you can dive it down the inside here. So you want to brake a bit later, but for this hot lap, obviously we want to stick to the best line which you want to take in quali. So 75 to 80 meters is your braking point here. Marvin goes down to 2nd gear to get a bit of extra rotation, quickly up to 3rd, up to 4th, quickly down to 3rd once again for the extra rotation, and now flat out for the rest of sector 1. Before he comes to another very characteristic corner, which we will see coming up right now. So again, 75 to 80 meters is your braking point for this right-hander. Again, a very fast right-hander with a quick left following just after that. So also you want to take a lot of entry curb there, and the corner tightens up a bit at the start and opens up just after it. So you can't take it like nearly full throttle. You have to shift down like we see Marvin doing, braking and shifting down to 4th. Marvin even going for 3rd gear for a bit of extra rotation. But I think 4th gear is totally fine for this corner. So let's wait and see. Goes down to 3rd, quickly up to 4th. Straightening the car, which is very important on this track to get maximum traction. Now again, we have 75 to 80 meters where he wants to brake for this next right-hander, which is fairly similar to the first 2 corners. So you take a lot of entry curb on the right-hand side and a lot of exit curb on the left-hand side, straightening the car to get that extra traction out of your car, which Marvin does fairly nicely, going down to 3rd, taking a lot of curb like we saw there, straightening the car quickly on the throttle. And now coming up to the probably most difficult part of this track. So we can see Marvin is just about to turn in for this left-hander. He's very close to the wall on the right-hand side, which is the case because this is a very fast left-right chicane, which you take nearly full flat, so you just go into 7th gear to maximize your speed through this left-right chicane. So the characteristic of this this corner is that you see this little bit of black tarmac on the left with the bollard sticking out. So you want to go as near as possible to this bollard, but you don't want to touch it because that would invalidate your lap. So you stick to the right, take a lot of entry curb on the left-hand side, and you want to place your car as far left as possible for this next right-hander. So that's why you take a lot of entry curb, a lot of mid-corner curb on the right-hand side then, which we will see Marvin does fairly nicely. with a very, very excellent line through this corner, or through these corners. Taking a lot of exit curb on the left-hand side, which you surely can do, and probably for the better, to maximize your speed through this left-right chicane. So we see that here. Marvin even going down to 6th gear, very interestingly. Now, opening up the gears, quick breather until we come to the last part of this track. So once again, 75 to 80 meters is your braking point here. 2 right-handers following just in quick succession there. So the first right-hander is a bit slower than the second one. Marvin going for 3rd gear here. I tend to be in 4th gear, but that's personal preference there. We will see that right here coming up 3rd gear, 4th gear, and now this right-hander, it's 4th gear for Marvin here, but 6th gear is also very fine if you want to take it into in 6th gear, which I prefer, especially in quali and on a hot lap in time trial, which Marvin does here, of course, time trial. So this coming up to the final couple corners, so it's 65 to 70 meters for this left-hander, which also tightens up coming out of this corner, which you can see on the mini-map on the left-hand side. You want to go down to at least 2nd gear. Marvin even opts for 1st gear here to set up his car for the final corner on the which is a right-hander. So to maximize the speed through there. So Marvin goes down to 1st gear, tapping the grass, which didn't help his lap time, but fairly nice lap coming out the final corner, opening up his DRS once again, coming up to the line, and that's the lap around Australia. So Marvin was so nice to include a setup, which you will always see, which you can see on screen right now. So it's a bit older because it was a bit older, this clip, which you probably noticed because of the silver Mercedes, not the black one. But yeah, that was a lap around Australia. I will leave you with Marvin for another lap and say thank you, and hear you next time.